So, where do you see the profession as a physical therapist growing? Like in the next 10 years, like the changes that you see or you think would happen to the
Well, what we'd
profession?
like to see
Yeah.
as physical therapists is we have direct access now, so people can come to a PT as a primary care provider.
Yeah.
I think we need further education to the public
Mhm.
about that, and we also need further buy-in on the reimbursement side to be able to provide that. The
Yeah.
insurance agencies will say that they'll do it, but Medicare is not a part of that, which is a huge proportion of the population. And so having kind of the ability to cut out the physician referral from Medicare would be one, very cost conservative because you're cutting out a patient visit, and it would be, I think, more beneficial for the patient.
Yeah,
That's
instead
where I'd
of,
like
instead
to see
of
it
going as like the doctor is essentially like a middleman kind of thing.
Yeah, they have to-
to
I mean-
see the doctor before they can see the physical
Right, so the
therapist.
patient would go to the doctor and say, hey, my shoulder hurts, and the doctor goes, great, I'll write you a prescription for physical therapy. If we could just cut that out, and the patient could come straight to us and say, hey, my shoulder hurts.
Instead of spending the money on the doctor.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What advice would you give to undergraduate students, so like myself, who's interested in becoming a PT? Like, what would be like some advice that you would give? Or like,
Spend time in a clinic.
Yeah.
Definitely get in there and see it firsthand.
Yeah.
And as hard as it is for kids to do, you need to try and imagine your life 10 or 15 years from now.
Yeah.
Not even professionally, but just personally, what
Yeah.
that's going to look like. Marriage, kids.
Like goals.
Right,
essentially.
you want to be wealthy, you don't care about wealth, but you care about how much time you have with your
Yeah.
Try and imagine that as best you can, because then you can start to pick and choose professions that will fit that mold. Where if you say that your family's the most important thing,
Yeah.
then maybe you're not necessarily going to pursue a career that, boxes you in there.
Yeah.
Where if you are very goal-oriented in your career, then you want to make sure you have that, but understand that you may have to give up something on the family side.
Mhm.
And it's very, very hard for people to do that
Yeah.
in college. They just on the life experience, they don't necessarily have the responsibility yet.
Yeah.
If they're not financially independent,
Yeah.
there's just a lot of very
Or
factors.
they just don't see those factors.
Right, or they just haven't thought about it yet.
Yeah.
And it's a hard exercise to do, but it would be one that I think would be really, really
Yeah.
helpful for kids in that undergraduate age.
Okay. Yeah. So this is gonna be more towards the mock interview kind of side. So what qualities would you look for if you were hiring someone as a physical therapist? So if you were interviewing.
I look for authenticity, so
Uh-huh.
someone that, if they say they're all these things, they're compassionate, they're caring. I want to see that, and I want to see evidence of that. And you can kind of get that out of an interview with some of the questions that you ask. And I want to see that they're trustworthy.
Mhm.
That if they say they're going to do something, that they will do it. So if they say that this is a field that they're really into, we want to see that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
The thing with physical therapy is you're so involved with all these different patients
Yeah.
that if you don't have some of these core qualities that employers are looking for, it doesn't take long to root out.
Yeah.
Because you're essentially doing the same thing every day, seeing patients. So if you're not into it, you're going to burn out really quick.
Mhm.
And PT has a high burnout rate as it is because of the hours that you put
Oh,
in and the documentation and things like that. So
Okay. Yeah.
just someone that would be a good fit for your culture,
Yeah.
someone that you can develop potentially, someone that's going to be there a while, hopefully.
Yeah.
But someone that would be a good fit for the culture, because the PT clinic now essentially becomes like a family,
Yeah.
not just between everyone that works there, but between the people that work there, the patients that are coming in, and even the community around it.
Yeah. With the family members for the patients. And
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Okay. So if you were looking to hire me as a PT, what would be 2 questions you would ask me? And so like I'll hand you like my cover letter, resume right there. So kind of just go through like a mock interview trial kind of thing. So it only has to be 2 questions, and then towards the end, if you want to give me like any tips or wisdom, kind of like the answers I give you and all that stuff. So
One of my favorite questions was always, who is your least favorite boss and why?
least favorite boss.
Yes.
My least favorite boss, he was my football coach back in the day. So he helped me get this job doing maintenance at a country club. So I started working there and it was fine, and he knew me. So we were already like cool and all that with our relationship. But there was a lot of like the work drama that got in the way from like other employees that have been there longer than me, and I tried to kind of stay out of it and stuff. but then it was just like we didn't really know who our boss was. There was like a whole drama behind that, and started bossing me around more because he knew he can boss me around. Because back in the day, he was my coach when I was like in high school, so he just used to boss me around all the time. So it's just like that was kind of like my least favorite, just because I'm like I can't do anything really, just because he got me the job. I can't be over here like acting wild and everything.
So then, I guess my follow-up to that, if we were in an interview, would be, okay, so are you someone that likes to just tell me what to do and I'll do it? Or are you someone that wants leniency to work within your own bubble with wider parameters?
I kind of want my own balance, kind of. I would say at first, when I first start out, like tell me what to do, how to do everything, so then I get a feel for it, and then once I get comfortable with like the job and the requirements that are put on me, I feel like that I would be able to have more leniency and be able to work on my own and make my own decisions as far as that. But I do like criticism and stuff. It's just the unnecessary criticism. The more like getting on you instead of like telling me how to fix it.
Yeah.
I prefer like someone telling me how to fix it, how to do it right.
Yeah.
If I do mess up, because I view myself as like a quick learner and all that. So I feel like once I get the hang of it, that I'll be able to pick it up really quick, and then any mistakes I make, let me know, and then I'll be able to fix those really easily.
Alright, I got one more for you though.
Okay,
It says you have an aptitude for identifying and resolving problems efficiently. So let's say you're still in college, so let's
Yeah.
say you have a group project
uh,
and it's you and one other person,
yeah.
and you're doing all the work,
Mm-hmm.
right? The other person's checked out. So you have a problem here.
Yeah.
So what do? Do you go to the professor, tell him what's going on? Do you finish the project just because it has to get done regardless? So you just say nothing, you just put your head down and do it? What do you do?
I would let the professor know, and I would also get the project done because I want to make sure it's finished and it's a complete project. The other person, I would try to like reach out to them and talk to them in person and be like, hey, like do something, like like anything, like to help me out with the project. And then, but I would also let the professor know if like that I'm willing to contribute to the project. I would let the professor know, and yeah, but I would make sure I get everything done as well. Because instead of turning in an incomplete project and then making the excuse that I didn't get any help.
Yeah.
So.
Good.
But yeah, so any other tips or advice that you would give for me?
No, I think that you're a well put together young man, so if you go in there and just
Okay.
continue to do what you're doing, look people in the eye, give them straight answers, anticipate potentially what could be asked of you. That's what we look for in interviews. People that kind of know what they want, where they walk in, they're like, I know I'm new, but I want to learn about this field, I'm passionate about it, I'll show you about that, and then in a couple of years, let's talk about me directing this place or something like that.
Okay,
you know?
cool. Yeah,
And
no,
people want self-starters that are motivated